face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello, I'm Tensai Gabriel, your host for this hour's news. Stay tuned. Let's start with the African Union. The African Union has been proactive in shaping a continental response to climate change, as Jane El Ghazi, head of the AU's Sustainable Environment Division. Post-advisory opinion workshop on the ICJ opinion on the obligations of states in respect of climate change is being held in Addis Ababa on Monday. On the occasion, Jane El Ghazi emphasized that Africa contributes only 3.8% of the global greenhouse emissions, yet faces severe impacts of climate and disasters such as drought, food insecurity, and loss of biodiversity.
For Africa, the implications are profound. Our continent contributes less than 4%, and let me be precise, at 3.8% to the global greenhouse gas emissions, yet faces the severest disasters from drought and flood to food insecurity, displacement, and loss of biodiversity.
Therefore, she called on the international community to take climate action grounded in justice, equity, and shared responsibility. She stated that the African Union has been working towards responding to climate change decisively.
The African Union has been proactive in shaping a strong continental response to climate change, consistent with the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want.
Initiatives such as the African Climate Change Resilience and Development Strategy and Action Plan are guiding member states towards resilient and low-carbon development, she mentioned. She stated the African Blue Strategy, which promotes the sustainable use of our oceans, seas, lakes, and rivers, and emphasized that the Great Green Wall Initiative is also working to restore degraded land and improve the livelihoods of our brothers and sisters across Africa. She mentioned that the African Union is also working via collaboration through the African Group of Negotiators and African Adaptation Initiatives, as well as the ongoing work to operationalize the Loss and Damage Fund for Africa's benefit. Through these frameworks, the African Union continues to try to integrate climate, environment, and sustainable development into a coherent vision, she said. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warmly congratulated President Julius Maada Bio as Sierra Leone takes on the presidency of the Security Council for the month of November. During a phone call, Secretary General Guterres lauded President Bio's leadership and acknowledged the significant strides Sierra Leone has made in governance and peace building. The two leaders also exchanged views on political and security situations in West Africa and Sahel region. Antonio Guterres reiterated the UN's unwavering commitment to supporting efforts aimed at tackling the ongoing security development and humanitarian challenges in the region. Sierra Leone's presidency of the UN Security Council in November 2025 advances a progressive agenda for peace and security, building on the first presidency in August 2024. This second presidency focuses on 4 interconnected challenges critical to global stability: conflict-related food insecurity, climate-related security risks, the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, and the inclusion of young people in peace and security-making decisions.
El Dorado, a land of wealth, a future of limitless possibilities. This is El Dorado. From natural rich to groundbreaking innovations, discover Africa's untapped potential. El Dorado, unveiling Africa's global potential.
Peace talks between the government of the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the March 23 movement rebel group will resume next week in Doha, Qatar, DRC's President Felix Tshisekedi has said. According to the statement issued by the late Sunday by the Congolese presidency, Tshisekedi reaffirmed that the DRC remains committed to political and diplomatic means to end the conflict in the eastern provinces while upholding the country's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Doha has remained the only operational channel of dialogue between Kinshasa and the M23 for months. In July, Kinshasa and the M23 signed a Declaration of Principles in Doha, a roadmap that initially set a start date for negotiations no later than August 8 and the signing of a peace agreement before August 18. These timelines have now passed without being met. Tashiki praised the involvement of Qatari Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani in ongoing exchanges with the M23. Poland reaffirms commitment to strengthen ties with Ethiopia and Africa. Poland has demonstrated a strong commitment to deepening its partnership with Ethiopia and the broader African continent. This renewed engagement reflects its strategic vision for enhanced cooperation, mutual development, and shared prosperity. In a recent interview with POA, Szymon Hołownia, Speaker of the Polish Parliament, emphasized the importance of expanding Poland's relations with African nations. He highlighted the current global landscape presents a timely opportunity to elevate diplomatic and economic ties, particularly with Ethiopia, a country playing a pivotal role in regional stability and development.
Our cooperation, mutual cooperation with Ethiopia and other African countries, I would tell you that there is still huge room for improvement. My visit here today as the second rank politician in Poland is a sign that we want to take our mutual relationship with Ethiopia, but not only with Ethiopia, with Africa and African countries to the next level. It's high time.
Speaker Hołownia noted that Poland is actively exploring new avenues for collaboration across sectors such as trade, infrastructure, education, and humanitarian support. He underscored the need for a forward-looking approach that fosters innovation and inclusive growth, benefiting both Poland and its African partners. A key point in his remarks was Poland's appreciation for Ethiopia's humanitarian leadership, especially in hosting and supporting refugees who have fled conflict and hardships in neighboring regions.
Ethiopia is, without any doubt, one of the countries which contributed to this big, I would say, deed of helping others in need a lot. And Ethiopian people should be cherished and should hear thank you for what they did for these people who had to flee from their countries and found shelter.
He praised Ethiopia's generosity and resilience, recognizing its contribution to peace and human dignity. Speaker Hołownia reaffirmed Poland's long-term commitment to build equitable and mutually beneficial partnerships with Ethiopia and other African nations. He stressed that this collaboration will be grounded in respect, shared values, and a collective ambition to shape more interconnected and prosperous future. Moving on to business headlines, the African Development Bank has approved $14.54 million for the 20-megawatt generator North Solar project in Zambia's Copperbelt province. The $24.5 million initiative will supply clean electricity to 82,000 people, cut 58,740 tons of CO2 annually, and connect to the grid via a 10-kilometer line under a 25-year PPA with ZESCO. Funding includes $7.27 million from the FDB and matching concessional finance. The project will create 90 construction jobs and 10 operational roles. Part of Zambia's Get Fit program, it supports Mission 300's goal of electrifying 300 million Africans by 2030 and improves the sector's bankability for private investment. It diversifies Zambia's hydropower heavy mix, reduces outages, and aligns with the FDB's climate, gender, and youth strategies. Finally, Economic Community of West African States Private Sector Directorate held a preparatory meeting in Abuja, Nigeria, and the Technical Working Group for launching the ECOWAS Business Council. Attendees include the Commissioner for Economic Affairs and Agriculture, Dr. Kalilu Sila, and key stakeholders. Sila highlighted the EBC's role in fostering private sector policymaker dialogue to boost trade, improve the business climate, and drive regional growth, pledging full Commission support. The meeting reviewed member nominations, automatic for regional associations, additional from multi-country business leaders, a launch roadmap, and transitional secretariat arrangements. The EBC will operate independently with private sector leadership. Dangote's Group Masur Mohammed stressed sustained collaboration for success. Per APO Group report, the meeting marks a milestone in ECOWAS's commitment to private sector-driven economy. That's all for this time. Thanks for tuning in, and goodbye.